In this lesson, we will learn about the various technologies used in SOC. The major tools and technologies used in SOC include SIM, threat intelligence, analysis tools, and SOAR. Let's understand what each of these tools are, starting with SIM. SIM stands for Security Information and Event Management. It is a server that accepts logs from various log sources and generate alerts for few suspicious activities. Let's consider an example of suspicious activity. If a user fails to log on to his laptop once, it is not a big deal, as the user might have entered an incorrect username or password. But if the same user fails to log on to his laptop 20 times in 1 minute, it is suspicious, as it would indicate someone is trying to guess the user's password. Or, in other words, it is an indication of a brute force attack. But how does SIM knows to alert on such activities? This is done by writing correlation rules. Correlation rule can be defined as a set of conditions that indicate a suspicious activity. In the above example, the conditions are failed login event, which should happen for same user, and it should happen 20 times in 1 minute. When all these conditions are met, SIM throws an alert. This alert could be named as possible brute force attack. Let's understand how exactly this happens. When an attacker tries to guess the password, every failed login attempt will generate a log. These logs are sent to SIM. In SIM, these logs are correlated and an alert named possible brute force attack is triggered and sent to SOC room, which will appear on the wall monitors. A security analyst will pick up the alert and he has to validate if it is really an attack or a false alert. If it is an attack, he has to alert the right teams to take necessary actions, and if it is false alert, then he will close the alert in SIM. The analysis is usually done by following a playbook written by the SOC lead. Playbook contains the step-by-step instructions on how to handle a specific alert. The next technology that SOC deals on a regular basis is threat intelligence. Cyber threat intelligence is information about threats and threat actors that helps mitigate harmful events in cyberspace. It is a well-known fact that bad guys are always ahead of good guys. There will always be newer methods of attacks. These new attacks will take some time to be tackled by the defending world. Such type of attacks for which there is no protection are called as zero-day threats. A very good example is the coronavirus that hit the world last year. It is called novel coronavirus because it was new. Medical community did not had medicine or a vaccine. But immediately after studying the virus, the information about how it spreads was shared. One of the reliable sources of information about these kind of new biological viruses is the WHO, World Health Organization. This information or intelligence promoted people to wear masks, sanitize hands, and stay indoors. This reduced the spread of virus to a great extent. Similarly, for cyberspace, one of the best source of threat intelligence is the US CERT, which is managed by Department of Homeland Security and FBI of USA. They release the intelligence about these new threats and threat actors in the form of technical alerts. Using this information, companies can protect their organization by building effective defenses. Today, there are more automated ways of sharing threat intelligence. Few of them are open source and few are commercial threat intelligence. The open source threat intelligence include abuse.ch, OSINT, which stands for Open Source Intelligence, threatfeeds.io, autotion.org, malwaredomainlist.com, etc. The popular commercial threat intelligence are IBM X-Force Exchange, Anomaly Threat Stream, Palo Alto Networks Autofocus, Cisco's Talos, and Recorded Future. Threat intelligence provide the artifacts involved in a cyber attack like IP addresses, URLs, email addresses, file hashes, etc. These are called indicators of compromise or IOCs. SOC team relies a lot on threat intel for detection and analysis of cyber threats, especially the zero-day threats. Next, we have analysis tools. A security analyst has to analyze alerts triggered in SIM solutions. Depending on the type of alert, the analysis happens at different parts of the network. Analysis might focus on a single host or just a process in a computer. Sometimes we also do memory analysis. The analysis might be limited to a LAN or might involve the internet. In order to do these analysis at different levels, there are various analysis tools. Tools like VirusTotal, IPVoid, and IBM X-Force help in checking the reputation of IP addresses, URLs, and files. Sysmon, Autoruns, and Process Explorer will help in host analysis. Wireshark and Zeek IDS are useful for network analysis. Shodan is another great resource to check the public exposure of a company's assets. We also have tools for malware analysis like OliDebug, IDA Pro, and Ghidra. Other tool that SOC team uses is the SOAR. It is the newest darling of the SOC world. SOAR stands for Security Orchestration, Automation, and Response. Let's break this down. Security orchestration means centrally controlling everything from one point. Automation means doing the analysis automatically. And the response highlights the corrective actions SOAR can take during an attack. Let's dive in a little bit to understand how this works. SIM sends alerts to SOAR. SOAR does all the analysis, including data enrichment like contacting the Active Directory and getting the department or the manager details of a user. It can connect it to multiple threat intelligence to check the reputation of an IP address or a file. SOAR can also connect with vulnerability scanner to check if a given machine has any vulnerabilities. With all these analysis, if it turns out that the alert is in fact a security incident, SOAR can go ahead and initiate corrective actions like connecting to the firewall to block an IP address, connecting to an antivirus server to initiate a scan on a host. It can contact the Active Directory server to disable a user, and also connect to VA scanner to run a scan on a machine. In order to achieve this level of automation, there should be a two-way communication between the SOAR and other security solutions, which is achieved by using APIs of various solutions. I have promised to keep this course less technical. So let's wind up our learning about SOC technologies and focus on understanding various processes involved in SOC in the next lesson.